And we're back to talk some spring sports. Yada.
Sure. Let's start out with softball. Big rivalry weekend for softball. It was Texas Southern and Prairie View. Didn't start out as we would like to. Very close contest in the opening game on Friday. We lost 3-2 at home. And then we followed up on a double header on Saturday in the opening game. We also lost. That was a 9-2. We able to save it and not get swept as we won the last game 9-7. So you see the very competitive matchups, except for maybe that second game in terms of that double header on Saturday where we went 1-2 versus overall. So that puts us overall in terms of 7-23 on the season, but 7-5 in the conference race. So right in the middle of the field there. So big matchups coming up this weekend as they continue to try to right the ship, if you would, in terms of what's going on the softball side of things. The midweek game will be Council, which was against Houston Baptist, which means we hit the road and go to Baton Rouge against Southern University, which is always a tough contest, but it's something that we need to do and see if we can get a couple of games down there on the bluff, if you would. Turning the page to baseball, since we talk about the rivalry, guess what? This week we'll have the rivalry in baseball, which will be intriguing matchup because the baseball team, they're winning. They've won 4 straight games, including going on the road and sweeping Pine Bluff. This is the Pine Bluff team that fought tooth and nail against Texas Southern University. They did lose 2 out of 3, but they were playing pretty good. You had a bunch of the teams in the middle of the pack tied, but now guess what? Prairie View is in first place. Yes, they will be tied for first place with Southern University.
We'll take it.
As well as Grambling, all sitting at 6-3 because Southern swept Texas Southern, who lost all 3 games today, including one they let get away where Southern came from behind and won in the 9th inning 10-9, which means this rivalry weekend at home for Prairie View will be fascinating because they get a chance to hold on to their first place and send a message to Texas Southern University that certainly will be licking their wounds. So we have a chance to kind of put the nail to the hammer, at least early in this first half of the season. But that'll do it for the baseball report. Kudos to the baseball program on getting it done. Again, they've won 4 straight, including a sweep in conference series. And anytime you can do that, especially after letting one get away in the last series at home with Alcorn, their first victory of the season, which means we've won 6 out of the last 7 and won the last 2, if you would, series. So that's a big deal for the baseball team. And we'll see what's going on as things continue to move forward.
I want to give a shout out to Coach Riggins, because for those who were kind of in the know and paid attention to the baseball program, he was on a hot seat last year before they went on that run. And he just kept his head down and kept grinding. And, you know, they went on that run through the tournament, and they're looking pretty good this year. And his recruitment, he's been very strong on a recruiting trail. So just shout out to Coach Riggins for just putting in the work until he got some results.
They're done.
They improved to 13-15 overall, 6-3 in the conference race, in top first place. So far, so good. I'll say that for sure.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Cool. All right. And we'll be right back to talk some band.